a pretty good weekend in college football land.
Damn good weekend.
Let's see. Oklahoma lost to Baylor.
Yes, they did.
That's good for me.
So now we don't have to hear R.J. Young's mouth anymore for the rest of the season. We don't have to listen to it. I don't have to hear you cry. Oklahoma this, Oklahoma should be here, and they should be right here. They're undefeated. They're not undefeated no more. They finally got the loss that they've been begging for every week since the season started.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Still got to play Iowa State and Oklahoma State. So we will truly see what kind of team that he's been, that he's been over here champion and has been so underrated.
Yeah.
Is it like they just finally slipped up versus a team that could take advantage?
Absolutely. And the good thing about that is that just makes playoff hopes even stronger for my team and your team.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
And, with another win for both of us, things are looking pretty good.
Let's get this out of the way real quick. The Big Ten, best conference in college football. It's not up for debate. It's not up for debate. Miss me with the, size and speed in the SEC. Those guys are just so good. Nope. Best conference in college football is the Big Ten. Is the Big Ten conference. Facts. Big Ten East is the best division.
Facts.
But the Big Ten as a whole, best conference in football. It's really not even close. It's not. You got Alabama and Georgia, and you got a whole bunch of nothing. Auburn got 3 losses now. Texas A&M got 3 losses now. Ole Miss got 2 losses. Florida's season, Jesus Christ, that team was ranked in the top 10 this season.
You know what I mean?
We don't have to. Mississippi State is like a 3-loss team, I think. Shit, where did Kentucky go? Where's Kentucky ranked right now? I don't know.
No, bro, they beat up on each other.
No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Like the Big Ten doesn't do that.
Right. We do that, and they're still ranked. We still have like 6 teams ranked in the college football rankings right now. And don't you dare try to tell me that it's Big Ten bias. Now I don't want to fucking hear that. Big Ten bias? Jesus. But no. Right now, Big Ten it's got to be the best conference in football.
Facts.
At least this year, for sure.
Wisconsin beats Northwestern 35-7.
I think we called that one.
No surprise at all.
No surprise. Wisconsin getting back on track, and they looking great. Should be top 15 in the next rankings that come out. That'll make Michigan look even better.
Yeah.
Keep going, Wisconsin. Hopefully we'll see you in Indianapolis this year.
Yeah, possibly. Iowa beat Minnesota 27-22.
Yeah, another one we called.
That's
we called that one.
You didn't say PJ Fleck?
No, I took Iowa.
Okay.
Took Iowa over Row Your Boat.
Very close, though.
It was a good game. Minnesota, just not they don't have the guys that they had in 2019. They don't have the Rashawn Batemans. They don't have, obviously, losing Muhammad Ibrahim really hurts them. Still a dominant offensive line, but just not enough. It's not enough. Taylor Morgan hasn't given you enough this season. You haven't gotten enough out of Ottman Bell and company when you needed it the most. So I don't know, man. We'll see where Minnesota goes from here. They got 10 years with PJ Fleck,
which is nuts.
Like, what kind of 1980s Magic Johnson contract was that?
Right.
Yeah, but there you go. Okay. There you go.
Michigan State beat Maryland 40-21. Kenneth Walker still getting off 150.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected Maryland to win this one.
Yeah, the score didn't really reflect what the game was. It was a little bit closer than probably a 20-point game. I'll say this. Michigan State could have very easily went out there and lost to Maryland, and they didn't. They beat them, and they put some points in between. I still think that there are some vulnerabilities with Michigan State. Coming up with Ohio State next week, they do have one portion of the equation to beating Ohio State. They can run the ball, right? Mm-hmm. They have an elite running back. They have an offensive line that's decent. So they have one part of the recipe. The other part of the recipe is slowing down the passing game, and they don't have that necessarily. They don't get pressure with just 4, so they got to bring extra rushers. They're not great on the back end. So all of that is very scary with, an Ohio State team. I think they come out aggressive next week. I think they try to score as much as they can early and try to bank on C.J. Stroud maybe getting off to a slow start on the road. But, I mean, they did take care of business this weekend. They did what they needed to do.
Rutgers beat Indiana 38-3.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, come on, man. Indiana is
Shout
damn
out
near
to Greg.
depleted.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. This is bad. I think that's 2-8 overall.
I think so.
Bad. I ain't expected it to be
bottom.
this damn bad, but it is. Yeesh.
Yeah, they're at the bottom. The only team that's not 500 right now in the East.
Jesus.
Even Maryland is 500.
Barely.
That leaves us with the Ohio State Purdue game.
59-31, I believe.
Yep, 59-31. Before I get started on the actual reaction, I got to shout out to a couple people. Black Mountain Cycles, who was in our comments for one of the videos.
Oh, okay.
Look, man, I got to give the people credit.
It's not exactly accurate, but go ahead. Go ahead.
And then the other one was, well, I'm going to just leave the comment down below. But a couple guys who, I mean, come on, they called it. They said Purdue wasn't much to worry about. Obviously, still going into the game, I'm going to be worried about things like Aiden O'Connell and David Bell. But, I mean, we kind of took control very early and unfortunately coasted in the second half. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's the game plan ever.
Let's use control lightly. Because while the offense looked dynamite, it was electric all night, couldn't be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing that Purdue could do to stop y'all, and that was very clear from the start of that game.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why it felt weird to me is that every time I look up and expect to see O State pulling away, here's Purdue walking up the field just in kind, right? Like putting up 625 yards in offense is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen every game.
Yeah.
But also giving up damn near 500 in turn.
Yeah, no. And
I mean,
that's at least somewhat expected.
And that's 500 with 90% of that being passing game.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even have a running game. They didn't even try.
Yeah, but
their running game was like screen
their
passes.
Passing.
Huh?
I mean, Aiden O'Connell is going to get off his at least.
No. I'm saying just from the standpoint of we talked about it being a dominant win. To me, giving up 500 yards of offense, it's a good win. You still won by what was that? 28 points. That's 4 scores, right?
Yeah.
So you can outscore Purdue. Great. Could you stop Purdue if you needed to? It didn't appear to be that way. No.
I would say they were more helped by special teams gaffes by Purdue.
For sure. Yeah, no,
quarter.
Purdue did a lot to like make it easy on Ohio State as well.
Yeah.
Early turnovers, missed opportunities in the red zone, that kind of stuff.
Punt.
Yeah.
The fair catch.
For sure. Like it wasn't as if like they were neck and neck the whole game. It was just like, all right, so then they was like 35-7 at one point. And that's when I tuned out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then I look back up and it's like 21-35 or something like that.
Yeah. Like
So
it got strangely close. I think maybe third quarter.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, so how much offense do you believe you're going to be able to give up and it not hurt you on the other end? Because on the other side of that, you're not going to score 60 points and 600 yards of total offense every game either.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your season has shown that. So
I do think that the game plan of, all right, we're going to go up 4 scores in the first quarter damn near and then kind of coast the rest of the game is a scary game plan.
I don't think that's a dependable game plan. Like, we're just going to come out here and blow the doors off of you early and make you give up, essentially.
That's some shit you can get off with Akron or Indiana or I guess even in this case Purdue. But that's not something that it's going to be tough. It's going to make for a close game against teams like Michigan State and Michigan. And you might fuck around and lose a game against Alabama and Georgia, who are
I'm not gonna poo-poo on Purdue too much because I think they're a good team, and they are a good team. You can't. I don't think. at some point that magic of just knocking off top 10 teams has to wear off, and the talent has to level out at some point. But I did think that they would give them a better fight than what they got, at least defensively. Offensively they did what they do, but defensively they couldn't stay on the field with Ohio State.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's a game plan that's oddly reminiscent of Oklahoma.
A little bit.
Which is annoying to look at. With that, the final game was Michigan beating Penn State 21-17 in a very close game that went to the end of the fourth quarter until Eric All decides to, how long was that? 70-some yards?
It was like a 60-yard or something yards? Like that.
I was sitting there hoping y'all wouldn't do it because, of course. But, y'all pulled it out.
I don't even think it was that long. It might have been like 40-something. But he took off, though. And I when he caught that ball, he was behind the line of scrimmage. So I'm like, I heard the announcer, he's like, he's going to take it all the way. And I'm like, no, the fuck he's not. How? He's like, there's no way. Like, the Penn State's defense has been flying everywhere all day. I know they got somebody, Joey Porter Jr., somebody going to catch Eric All. Mm-hmm. And he just kept running. He kept running. And he got all the way down there to the pylon. And I was like, all right, well, they'll knock him out. We'll bleed some clock and run it a few times and get it in the end zone. But he dives forward, lunges with the ball, gets the score. Your tight end for 50 yards off a crossing route. Yeah, I mean, he's the first guy off the bench, I guess, in terms of tight ends. Okay. It's him and Luke Schoonmaker.
I think that's.
But that was his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
I'll be doing some more shouting out Eric All later on in the Dubs and L's for sure. But Hassan Haskins, 31 carries, 150 yards, real workmanlike. Hassan Haskins looked like he showed up to Michigan on his official visit with Tim's and a Dickies jacket and a Dickies coat. Like, he just looks like he enjoys inflicting pain on people when he runs. It's a very tough brand of football. You saw it a lot in that game, running and catching the ball. I think he had like 40 receiving yards too, with that 150 rushing yards. So that's not something that
Big Ten football should be.
Yeah, it was a very strong performance. And the thing that I liked most about the game is that Michigan was down late in this game, right? So fourth quarter, down by a score on the road to a ranked opponent. That is a game that Michigan loses 10 times out of 10 in the past, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's what the pessimistic wing of our fan base has resided for most of this season, even though we're currently sitting at 9-1, right? So, but the facts are the facts, and that's what it's been. So for them to regain that lead, take the win on the road, get Penn State out of here. They're done for the rest of the season. They can only play spoiler. That feels great. That does. It feels great because it feels like it's different. It doesn't feel like Michigan would have lost one of these games late in the year before. They would have a 8-1, 9-1 season and then go lose to somebody. Go lose to Michigan State, lose to Iowa, and then complicate the rest of their season. They're not doing that now. And it seems like the Michigan State game has really kind of got them back in the gear. We talked about red zone touchdowns with Johnny. Mm-hmm. No field goals this game. That was the difference in the game. No field goals. When we got to the red zone, it was either a turnover on downs on that 1 4th down, or it was a touchdown. We weren't kicking field goals. We were playing for keeps, and that won us the game. So, great job. Great win. We got Maryland next week, and then it's the big one. Don't look past Maryland. I don't think they have a whole lot, but even still, it behooves us to have a solid game versus them to keep our focus up. So focus on Maryland for about 3 days, and then we'll shift our focus where it needs to be. But I'm ready.
That's crazy. Niggas got a cake game before the big game.
Yeah, but we haven't had a cake season, so I think we deserve a breather. We didn't have Tulane in Tulsa in the cake in the meat of our schedule.
But you did have Western Michigan and
that the very first game of the season. Then we immediately pivoted to a team that we were favored to lose against. So
what is Washington's record now?
I think they've only won like 5 games. They haven't won a lot. They've only won like 5. I mean, they may be one of the only teams on our schedule that doesn't have a winning record. Northern Illinois just won to get over 500 this weekend or this week earlier. Washington is 4-6, so they got to win out to get to a bowl. They lost the heartbreaker to Arizona State yesterday. Looks
Yikes.
like. Well, Wisconsin looks great.
Hey! Where y'all going? Where y'all going? You a legend.
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this, go ahead and click that video to the left.
And if you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.